I remember the day I left home like it was etched into my soul. Every word of their laughter, their disbelief ringing in my ears. I was just a kid then, dreaming about a world where privacy wasn't a privilege for the few, but a right for all. They said I was crazy, that chasing mental privacy technology was a fool's errand, that I'd never make it. My own family, the people I loved most, called me an embarrassment, told me I was wasting my life chasing shadows. But I couldn't shake the feeling that I was destined for something bigger, something that mattered. I knew I was onto something vital, even if they mocked me for it. So I walked away that day, my heart pounding with a mix of anger and determination. I threw myself into my work, pouring every ounce of my being into developing neuro-shielding devices, technology that could protect the mind's sacred space from surveillance, from intrusion. Those early years were brutal. Peers ridiculed me, called my ideas paranoid, a conspiracy theory gone mad. I was dismissed as a dreamer, a fool chasing illusions. But I kept going, driven by a vision of a world where mental privacy was inviolable. I sacrificed everything, relationships, comfort, sleep, and faced countless setbacks. Failures piled up, and the doubts from within and outside threatened to drown me. Then, slowly, the breakthrough came. The devices evolved from prototypes to revolutionary tools. They didn't just protect individual minds, they transformed entire landscapes of trust and personal freedom. What was once mocked as paranoia fuel became the foundation of a new era in security, one that gave people control over their thoughts, their secrets, their very essence. I saw the impact firsthand. Communities that could finally speak without fear. Leaders who could strategize in confidence, individuals reclaiming their inner sanctum. Every challenge, every late night, every moment of despair had been worth it. I had turned my relentless pursuit into real change. And yet I knew that my true test hadn't come until I returned home. Years later, I stood on the threshold of my childhood house, now a thriving sanctuary that I had rebuilt from barren land into a lush, vibrant ecosystem, an ironic mirror to the barren doubts they once planted in me. I stepped inside, and everything had changed, except their faces, which were frozen in that same dismissive glare. Until they saw it, until they witnessed the undeniable truth of what I had become. The family gathered in the living room, eyes fixed on the sleek, unassuming device I held in my hand. A device that looked ordinary, but embodied everything I had fought for. I activated it. The room shimmered subtly, and suddenly their screens flickered. Images of the land I had restored, the forests I had grown from nothing, the waters I had purified, all through the power of what they called foolish paranoid technology. Their jaws dropped. Silence fell like a thunderclap. My father's eyes widened as he saw the lush green spilling beyond the window, the thriving life I had nurtured. My mother's face twisted with a mixture of awe and regret. For the first time, I saw the shadows of their derision melt away, replaced by the truth of my achievement. They had doubted me because they couldn't see beyond their narrow worldview. But now they saw the fruits of my relentless belief. I looked at them, heart pounding, and spoke with a voice steady but loaded with emotion. You told me I was crazy, that my dream was a fool's errand. But I never gave up. I knew what I was fighting for. Privacy, dignity, respect for the mind. Today, I stand here not just as someone who proved them wrong, but as someone who turned their doubt into a testament of resilience. This isn't just about technology. It's about standing up for what's right, even when everyone says you're wrong. Tears welled in my eyes, but I kept my voice firm. You see it now, don't you? The future I fought for, the future I built, where barren lands blossom, where trust is restored, and where the impossible becomes reality. The greatest failure is never trying at all. I hope this teaches you that the world isn't fixed in your limited view, and that sometimes the biggest breakthroughs come from believing in what others dismiss as foolish. They looked at each other, humbled, silent. In that moment, I realized I had won more than just their respect. I had reclaimed my dignity, my purpose, and my truth. I had transformed their skepticism into understanding, their ridicule into admiration. And as I left that day, I knew one thing for certain. I had turned the echoes of their doubts into the symphony of my triumph. Because in the end, the greatest victory is not in proving others wrong, but in proving yourself right. And I had done just that. I had taken my dream, forged it in the fire of rejection, and shaped it into a legacy that would outlive us all. That's the real power of persistence. That's the true meaning of resilience.